Nice win, second place. Tell me, what was the Rangers record again? This coming from the guy who beat Vancouver and Ottawa 5 times. Oh, wait. Didn't you lose to Ottawa once, actually? Oh, you're gonna be salty because we're first in the league. Salty? No. But if you need some salt, I know a way. 2013. We were lucky to even be there that year. 2018. It was 3 years ago. Who cares? 2019. You got lucky. Columbus Blue Jackets. That series was rigged and you know it. We were the better team. We could have gone on a huge run. We could have beat you. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that's a dub. Man, I've gotten to say that a lot so far this season. This game had its ups and downs. It was a really weird one. You could tell we've been on a break, but there were some really neat things about it. First of all, Grizz is back in poor Cliffy hockey. The kid does everything we ask him to, but he's still the odd man out. That's just brutal to see, man. And you're so thankful that you have a guy like that is just waiting in the wings. You can throw him in and he can play second line minutes. In fact, during this game, it was really the Grizz-Carlo line that was probably our worst defensive pairing. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be the two out there, but it's a weird coinkadink. Also, we get DeBrusk back. I think we all knew that you were going to the third line when you came back. The perfection line is the perfection line. And our second line with Richie Smith and Krejci, ooh, they've been feeling good. Their possession numbers are crazy. I know their points aren't out of this world, but I think Smith is going to hit a hot streak with those guys soon. So Jakey's on the third line now, and you've got Coyle and Bjork. And you kind of feel for Jakey because it kind of feels like he lost his spot. But also, Coyle's a great centerman, and I know he hasn't shown it lately, but you're not worried about him. And Bjork, he's Bjork. He's going to show effort. So I'm not really afraid of that line. Jakey needs to make the best of it. We'll get to that. This game has a bit of everything, and if I went over everything, we'd be here all night. But let's really get started. First of all, this game was sloppy, and it was sloppy in a lot of ways. A break like that when you're on a hot streak, you really wonder what team you're going to see come out. I am impressed, especially by the way we finished. That being said, for the first 10 minutes of this game, I was like, oh no. Halfway through the first and we're asleep. I mean, we can't really get anything going. The Rangers do not have a good record. I know that analytically they've been looking better, but this is a team we should beat, right? This is a team we should be better than. And then about 6 minutes left in the period, there's a huge opportunity that Rask stones the Rangers on. But instead of a big save happening one end of the ice, then going down and we score, it actually just stayed in our zone for a face-off. We win the face-off, and then Carlo loses a board battle to Lemieux. That is something Carlo hasn't done a lot this season. That can't happen. Because whatever it does, it leads to a goal. There was, I don't know why I did the thing. It leads to a goal. So Lemieux wins the board battle against Carlo, throws it in front of the net. Along the slot is Gauthier, who just, whoop. What are you supposed to do with that? As a goaltender, you just trust that your boys are winning battles on the boards directly behind you. You're watching the puck as best you can, but it happens. So we're down 1-0 to a Rangers team that looks way better than us so far this game. Throughout this entire game, Jakey had really good opportunities. He had almost 2 goals expected. 2 expected goals this game. That's calculated by like the danger of the shots that you're taking, where you're taking them from, blah, 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 all that stuff. He was expected to score 2 goals. He didn't get any. You could tell so early that the pressure is on for this kid. He feels the weight of the world. He needs a goal. He wants one so badly. He was working his ass off to get anything going, He wants to stay on the team. He knows that he's been talked about on trades. He knows he's not performing consistently. No one knows this more than he does. And we all keep talking about it, but this guy needs a break. He needs a break. And I just want him to have a couple good games in a row. And he made some really good plays, but nothing went his way. Jakey! Look, he's not going to get benched. It's not really going to happen. There is a roadmap where his value declines, and everything just starts to snowball from there. We do get a power play opportunity before the period ends, but nothing comes of it. We go into the intermission down 1-0. We look better to start the second, and we're skating better, and Jakey is still pushing. But about 8 minutes in, Smitty takes a slashing penalty because Strome gets a full breakaway. Now, that happened a lot this game. There is a lot of speed on that Rangers roster. They are scary when they got a fast break going. But Smitty takes the penalty. Holy shit, you'll be seeing this save all year. Rask, oh, he gets beat and he gets a little lucky. He says it himself, he gets a little lucky. Kreider throws the puck. Nice sauce, like just 3 inches maybe off the ice. Just a little, so much sauce on this that Pasta's kind of sitting there going like, should I be under that or right on the stick of Zibanejad? And Zibanejad can't buy one right now. I don't know if you've been seeing this, but this guy has been lights out, but nothing's going in. He has Rask beat, and Rask is doing the thing with the glove. The screen's not the hand, the glove. And I don't know what this is, right? You don't know. Is this more of Mika shooting directly into his glove or Rask just getting there in time? But it's a huge momentum shifting save. Rask was our best player in this game. Not even close. So, Rask haters, you got to take a little step back for a few days until you find some asinine reason to dislike him again. But the penalty kill isn't over. And we're down 1-0, and this is kind of a big one. You don't kill this off, you go into a 2-0 hole, obviously with the Bruins, so we've been doing good at that this year, but you're still nervous. So what happens? Well, their best player gets the puck. Panarin, up at the point, just makes a play. The problem, of course, is that this play was actually Wags blocking his shot, out skating him to the puck. Wags gets the shorthanded breakaway. And you know how Wags is the king of like, hey, well, I better make sure that I hit the post just so everyone knows that I'm like a real hockey player, but usually it doesn't go in. Well, this time he goes glove and does hit the post, and it does go in. Good for the guy. Good for him. Look at you, Wagner. Look at you. Then we spend the next few minutes watching Rask put on an absolute clinic and bailing us out left and right. So, you know, again, please stop hating on our friendly neighborhood serial killer, Tuukka Rask. He's a good guy when, you know, on the ice. He's a good guy on the ice. He's probably not a serial killer. He just looks like one. And then something super gross happens. Strome harasses a minor. And by that, of course, you know that I mean that Strome slashes a Boral. Terrible joke. Grizz gets to see his first pee-pee time. Grizz's first pee-pee scene. He sees his first pee-pee. Doesn't really do anything with it, but he's getting warmed back into it. So good. Hey, how about another breakaway by Zibanejad? Oh, Rask makes another save? All right. Time for the third period. Look, let's get serious. 4 minutes into the third period, and DeBrusk is still chugging along, and he gets in the slot, and he goes bar down ski. I have never seen a puck this close to going in, and by that I mean it went in and not counted as a goal. This puck hits the crossbar, and you can see on the camera when it is perpendicular. That's a big word. Perpendicular to the ice. There's white between the puck and the red line. But when it falls flat, it's on the red line. No goal. I honestly believe that however it was called on the ice, which it was called on the ice as a no goal, is the way it was going to stay. If on the ice they called it a goal, I think it's a goal. It is that close. But hey, we play on. It's 1-1. It's winning time. McAvoy gets caught in their zone, 3-on-1 the other way, and Rask still makes the save. He was our best player. If I was a Rangers fan, I would be pulling my hair out. My luscious, gorgeous mane of hair. Natural. Holy sweaty Jesus balls, Bjork just scored a goal. I know, I spoiled it. I didn't even break down the play yet, but he did, and that's not normal, but I'll take it. And you know what's even worse is Bjork did not deserve a goal this game. He was not very good. Neither was Coyle. You know who was? Jakey motherfucker DeBrusk. Jakey the cakey DeBrusk. Jakey big ol' snakey DeBrusk. I like all of those. DeBrusk forecheck forces a turnover. It goes back to Wags. Wags throws it back down the boards to DeBrusk, who feeds it to Bjork all alone in the slot. 5 holes. Yeah, we like 5 holes. Right after this, Wags does get into a small fight with Potato. It doesn't actually seem to matter. No one seems pumped up about it. It was kind of a lame fight, but hey, good for you, Wags. How would you like some controversy? Lindgren shoots from the point. And Lemieux, who was heavily involved in the first goal, he deflects it with a high stick. Now, this absolutely was a high stick, right? So we get all like, oh, this goal's not going to count because he deflects it with a high stick. It goes to Rooney. Rooney buries it. No chance for Rask. I was confident. I'm sitting there like, of course this gets overturned. That's like a blatant high stick. There's not even a debate, was it high or not? If anyone's making that argument, throw them out the window. Literally, do it. It hits off 2 people before it gets to Rooney, both Bruins, one of them Rask. By the letter of the law, the high stick is negated because it goes off Bruins players. At the end of the day, even if this was the goal that led to us losing, I think that's the right call. And it sucks because it's so inconsistent. This is the biggest problem, right? You want these calls consistently. They follow the rules. I mean, at least it wasn't Carolina-Columbus. Did you see that travesty? They kept the goal after they admitted that they got the call wrong and eliminated the rest of the penalty because of the challenge. Oh, if anyone wants to know more about that, I'll go in on it. I will go in. This was not that. It was a good call. The goal stood. And we got a tie game! Rask spends the entire rest of the period bailing us out. We do take a penalty as well from Krejci tripping, and it's fine because Rask is laying out to save everything except for 30 seconds, in which he literally leaves the net. He just, look, he thought we were down 2-1. He literally thought that. He later said, I thought we were down 2-1. I skated to the bench. And McAvoy yelled at me, and I went back. So good job by the Stallion. Huge pass, bud. Nothing happened. It's fine. We had possession. You left the net thinking we needed an extra skater. There was a buck and a half left on the clock. I get it. I get it. And so to you, sir, enjoy Steve's dang-its. But don't feel bad about it. I'm glad you were chuckling about it at the end of the game. We start overtime with our best overtime line, which is Bergie, Marshy, McAvoy. The reason Pasta is not part of our best overtime line is because Bergie and Marshy have incredible chemistry together, and McAvoy is an offensive threat, but a great defender. And their play proves my point. See, what happens is we get possession first, and Bergie and Marshy march down the ice, and we get a nice chance. Marshy alone in the slot deeks the absolute wieners off of Georgiev. Fox dives into the crease to make the save. Now notice, this is the first time I've mentioned Fox. If you watched that game, you did not get a 30-second break from hearing that name. I am being literal when I say that. He played a great game. Let's calm down. There's a Norris Trophy candidate skating around, but you don't hear his name at all. All you hear is Adam Fox. Okay. And back the other way we go. And it's a 2-on-1. Our defender is the Stallion. He takes away the pass. And I mean, he takes away the pass. There is some sauce. This thing was 1.5 foot into the air. I don't think there was any way this play was getting finished. But McAvoy smacks it down and has the wherewithal to chuck it off the boards all the way down the ice to Marshy, who is cherry picking. He knows that this is either the end of the game or he's getting a breakaway the other way. And he gets the breakaway the other way, and in classic Rat fashion, it just makes the entire hockey world another big deke, but subtle this time. Fakes to the backhand, brings it back to the forehand, flips it off the foot, off the post, and in. So that's a dub! Again, guys, I've gotten to say that 9 times in 12 games. That is way more times in less games than I... Well, you see, if you do the times 3, because they're 3-point games, because so many are overtime, we are second in the league. Game notes. Rask won this game. Don't at me. Coyle, he not great right now. We are absolutely playing with fire. We now have gone to overtime 7 out of 12 games. That can't continue. 2 kind of bummers. Studnicka, he is going to Providence. They want to make sure he keeps skating. I think that's a big part of it. Look, as people get healthy, he's not even sort of needed. He needs more time. He's not bulky enough. They're afraid of him getting hurt because he's not playing with his head up on the walls. He's also not a natural winger, so they want him to get a little more practice on the wing because they know they're set at centers right now, and wingers are having more board battles more consistently. They need him to bulk up, and they need him to be ready for that kind of wing play. Lastly, look, I know there's one person in particular who doesn't want to hear this conversation right now. Trent Frederick. I know we are literally a week removed from talking about how you can't send him down, you can't trade him, you have to protect him. Like, things change fast. I get it. And I sound like a crazy guy going up and down with this kid. But if you want to talk bad timing for a couple bad games in a row, because before our little break, He didn't have a good game. And this was not a good game for him. And it's unfair because he's young and he keeps changing lines. That mixture isn't fair. Professionals who have been in the league for 10 years have trouble changing lines around. And this kid's just getting in the league and he's just fighting to stay in the league. And we keep shifting him around, which we have to. This isn't a criticism on the coach. It's not really a criticism on him either. This is bad timing for him to have some bad games. And I really, really hope that he has a great game come Friday. Because if he puts together a streak of poor play while everyone's getting healthy, he will become the odd man out. I would still rather have him in than Bjork, but Bjork, I'll say luckily, has been producing. And Bjork defensively has been responsible. And right now, Trent Frederick's actually not either one for the past 2 games. No one hates this as much as I do. Except for Perk Does Work, who's been very consistent in saying how much he loves Trent Frederick, and he's followed him. And I hope for both of our sakes that Frederick picks it up, because I want this kid to stay in the lineup. And it's not the end of his career. I'm not panicking. But this is just poor timing for him to consistently stay in the lineup because people are getting healthy. Everyone is going to get looked at as the odd man out outside of your top 6. It's part of the game. That's it for me. Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I read through all the comments. I love seeing what you guys are saying. Seriously, thanks for making this such a joy to do. This has been so much fun. We have our first back-to-back that I think I have to make videos on Friday and Saturday. I actually have to double check if both of those teams are available to play because obviously COVID list keeps changing every day. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll have one out Saturday morning for the Friday game and then Sunday morning for the Saturday. But I'm doing my best out here. Go Bees!